I could do that for a good 5 minutes and just be really annoying. But guess what? It's 9:47 a.m. and it's that part of the show where Spring ran out of things to say, so we start pulling things from the sky.
I found a story. I think this might be interesting. See, you know Common?
Yes, I love Common.
He has been casted for an undisclosed role for DC's upcoming movie Suicide Squad.
Ooh, what could he possibly play?
So far, the rumor I'm hearing is either Black Manta or Killer Croc.
I really wish I knew what you were talking about.
Black Manta is traditionally a villain for Aquaman. Killer Croc is Batman. And the whole premise of the movie, it's supposed to be like supervillains that have been captured, and the government is like, you could be our team, but we're sending you on like suicide missions. That's why they're called Suicide Squad. Either say yes or the bombs we put in your neck will go off.
Oh my god.
So it's pretty much...
Why is that an option?
Because they want to force these villains to do their dirty work. It's not the government, it's like a government branch called
Is this
Argus.
Marvel or DC?
DC. And so far in the cast, Will Smith is going to be in it. He's playing Deadshot. Jared Leto is going to be the Joker.
I did see something about that.
Yeah, and I think I saw a leaked picture of him as the Joker, and it looks pretty good. I know Clint Eastwood's son's going to play... He's going to be...
Oh my god,
I forget the name.
Him.
Trevor something, but he is technically Wonder Woman's love interest.
That boy is so beautiful. He could do anything. I don't even care if he's a good actor.
Then who else did they get? Because I know they have like a pretty good lineup going so far.
And when is this supposed to be released?
I don't think they've started. They just started filming, I think.
So
it's going to be a little later.
It's probably going to be a while. It's probably going to be like
it might be right after like Wonder Woman.
Can we just discuss the fact really quick how Marvel is a little more organized with the way that their movies come out?
DC is organized. They released their schedule.
Really? They released their schedule too?
Yeah, they released when they want everything. Although I think Wonder Woman's going to take longer.
Marvel had released their schedule not last year, I want to say like a few months ago. I think for their next 20 upcoming films. I'm like, whoa, calm down. 2015 has not even ended yet.
Yeah, so, they're making moves. Although Wonder Woman, that movie took a hit when the director left because of arguments with the producers about what they want the movie to be. Although I think it was a good thing. This woman had no idea what she was doing.
The actress?
No, the director.
Do you know who the director was?
She worked on like The Walking Dead and some other shows, but she's never had a director job. She worked like below the director. And she wanted, I know one idea she had was to have Wonder Woman have like a tiger sidekick that she would talk to.
Why? That's so... Does she have that in the comic books?
And although the problem I'm having is the comic book for Wonder Woman, it started out so strong. Like it was like for DC's rebooting the New 52, Wonder Woman was one of the like most recommended out of all the comics.
Because isn't she like a classic?
Yeah, she's one of the big three in DC.
Yeah.
But it started out with her, fighting mythological creatures, and she became the new god of war. And now they're like forcing in social agenda stuff that really shouldn't. Kind of ruining it, and
making it too heavy.
Not too heavy, but it's like at one point they have the lasso of truth around a guy, and he says something. She's like, "Oh, I guess even the lasso can't stop him from mansplaining things." I'm like, "Really?" No. Well, the problem is it was so stupid, that scene, and they're pandering to an audience they shouldn't.
It's really funny you said mansplaining.
That's what... No, I'm not even saying...
I'm taking a women's study class, and that is an actual term, mansplaining. It's like when a guy is just like, oh, sweetie, you don't understand what you're talking about. I need to explain it for you. That's why I started laughing.
The problem is the way they use it in the comic, they're trying to, like, appeal to feminists, but when you have the lasso of truth on, you're not mansplaining, you're telling the truth. So kind of like they're trying to take 2 steps forward, but 5 steps back.
Weird.
So... there's that. I know what else is in the movie verse that I know for comic books. I know for the show, Arrow, spoiler alert, they killed off Deadshot because Will Smith is going to be Deadshot and they don't want the two to be competing.
Oh, so Will Smith has a job.
Yeah.
Were we just talking about the other day that Will Smith needs a job?
Yeah.
Look, there we go.
Back to Fresh Prince. He's going to be Deadshot.
You heard it here first, guys.
He says he wants to make like this role so iconic they changed Deadshot in the comics to be more like him. Because there have been heroes and villains changed for that.
Yeah.
I think, what was one?
Ooh,
Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy, they changed in the comics by...
Did they really?
Yeah, they changed it
Why did
to
they
look
change
more
him?
like Chris Pratt because of the movie success.
How did he look originally?
Honestly, I'll show you a picture, but I really like... That's what got me into Guardians of the Galaxy,
I
is how he
always
looked
thought
originally.
that most of these comic books try their best to mimic their characters through actors. I didn't think that they start to change them once the actor becomes like successful. So, very
Yeah.
valid question. Was Samuel L. Jackson's what's his name?
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury, was he always looking like Samuel L. Jackson? 'Cause I'm like,
Nope.
how convenient that he really looks like Samuel
He
L.
looks
Jackson.
not. He was white originally.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
As I sound like a...
So this is what Star-Lord looked originally.
Oh wow, he really doesn't look anything like
Yeah,
Chris Pratt
and like the
whatsoever.
uniform he's wearing is pretty much what everyone was supposed to be wearing.
And I'm really happy for Chris Pratt because Chris Pratt has really like built up his
Yeah, and he's married to Anne Faris.
oh my god. But he's the lead in Jurassic World.
Yep.
And he still looks amazing. He's like one of those guys that he could be big and stocky.
I think
and
he
it's okay.
actually, he said in like an interview, because what he would do for like Parks and Rec and other roles is he'd add weight and drop weight so much that doctors pretty much told him like, you kind of need to stop doing that. It's very unhealthy.
So he found a happy medium basically.
I think he just decided, I'll stop being fat.
He's like, I'll just take up a healthy
If I have to choose one
because
of
every
the
time
two.
I've seen Chris Pratt, he's always been like the chubby, funny
Yeah.
guy. That's really
I think it was
either
the-
overly sarcastic or he's like the mean.
He was like,
You know
well,
what
in
I'm
Parks
talking
and
about.
Rec, he's like the happy idiot.
Oh, see, yeah, I've seen a movie with him, and he ended up being like the weenie. We'll say that because I can't say any other words on air.
Yeah. So, yeah, they changed Star-Lord to look like Chris Pratt. Nick Fury looks like Samuel L. Jackson. Who else was changed because of movies? I'm trying to think. Not
How
sure.
about Black Widow with Scarlett Johansson?
Not so much. They tried to make
Of course.
her...
Uh,
Well, no, it's because, Black Widow, they were actually trying to make Scarlett Johansson look more like
that's
her.
what I figured. How about no, Chris Hemsworth pretty much looks like Thor.
Yeah. Thor's actually now a woman in the comics.
What?
I actually, for my seminar class, had to talk about that. Thor is a woman. Thor, like that old Thor in the movies, is still around,
Yeah.
but now he goes by his other name, Odin's son, because he's Odin's son.
Why did they do that?
It was honestly, a lot of people don't like it because the comic's terrible. It's one of those, it's pushing to try and appeal towards feminists and all that,
But why would they name her Thor?
because she was wearing a mask and nobody knows who she is yet. They're trying to make it some big reveal, although I think they just recently
Well, what is
revealed.
her outfit?
It looks like Thor's, kind of.
Oh, so it's not very feminine anyway.
No.
Ugh.
They're
But of
going
course,
for that whole girl.
I bet she's a good crime fighter until they find out that she's a woman. Like,
No, actually, that's the whole thing they're doing. Is like, oh, I'm strong because I'm a woman and all that.
But why does she have to disguise herself?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Ding.
It,
Interesting.
I think it's actually one of the
Bobby's looking at me like
It's
she goes
selling
preaching so early in
terribly.
the morning.
the
Preach.
female Thor is selling like really bad. I heard. This is how she looks.
It's I have. Oh, okay, no, she literally does look like Thor.
You know where they announced that
Because
whole
the
change
breastplates
to a
could be
woman?
Thor's breastplates, huh?
You know where they announced like Thor being a woman?
What?
On The View.
The
'Cause
most
That's
feminine
where
show
everyone
ever.
knew the comic wasn't going to do so well. Is when you have to announce it on a show for 40-something-year-old housewives.
Well, I mean, comic book demographics are pretty wide.
They're wide, but it's one of those problems like anyone crying like, oh, they need to make it more diverse or that. Usually they're not the ones to buy the comics. And so, female Thor is not selling well because they're pandering to an audience that doesn't buy. And there was actually, I saw an article where they were trying to say like, oh, it's all the misogynistic pigs that wanted to fail. And I read the article and I was pissed, not because of that, but because they dared group her with Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is now a Muslim girl. And it is one, like, I started reading it, and it's an amazing comic. I would highly recommend it to anyone.
That's interesting that they made her a Muslim girl. That's
Well,
kinda
it's
cool.
because Captain Marvel, nobody buys.
Oh.
But it's the only comic, one of the very few characters Marvel makes comics because they have to. Because
Yeah.
if they don't,
They'll run out
DC
of
can use Captain Marvel again. That was one of their heroes.
Oh,
they had to
yeah, aren't
change.
they always constantly competing? Like, if they
Yep.
find out they're not using a certain character after a while, they're like, You're gonna give that back then, right?
So it's like Marvel has to keep using Captain Marvel because DC had
Gotcha.
that, but now they have to name him Shazam.
Well, ew. And now I'm just thinking of the.
They're
Oh no, I'm
making
thinking
a-
of ShamWow.
Yeah, they're making a Shazam movie.
There was way too. I wonder where did this like whole. I know everyone's really interested in superheroes, but the fact that they're really making so much money off these movies
Yeah,
is amazing to me. That so many people watch it, and I like the way that they create it. Only because like it's appealing to people like you that actually know it, and people like me who have no idea and learn as we watch the movies or
Yeah.
go on like Marvel Wiki or something like that.
yeah. Still waiting for
So-
the third Hellboy movie, but it's probably never gonna be made.
I doubt it. Well, the second Hellboy movie wasn't that great.
It was good. I mean,
Okay,
it wasn't. The movies were different than the comics.
as always. Well, no.
No, because like you know
Marvel
how
tries its best.
well you know how in the movie Hellboy had that love interest with Liz Sherman.
Yeah.
That's not in the comics. In fact, when Liz Sherman joined the organization, she was 12,
Ew.
and Hellboy technically was 40
Ew.
because he like lives a lot longer.
Bobby is like cracking up in the production studio right
So it's like you know how could they make? They only made the love story to just get more
Appeal
people
to
to watch.
audiences because America loves a good love story.
Yeah.
Brian, you know what I love?
What?
Breakfast.
You know what I love? The Mirror.
Oh my God! You
'Cause
know
it
what?
shows me perfection.
I can't. Brian, you need to be on America's Next Top Model. You know they have it for men now.
Yeah.
And you'll win just by walking in. Can you imagine Brian walks in, then all of a sudden everyone's just like, please disperse.
I don't
got
walk
it. This will
in
be the
if
shortest.
I got lost and just so happened walking like I'm looking for the bathroom.
Or they send an email to him, Brian Walsh, please join our show.
Hey Brian, you kind of won, and like I didn't send you like
We-
any pictures or
We
anything.
need your face to be on here somehow, some way.
Yeah.
So funny. But it is about that time where we say goodbye to you, my friend. We had a very nice nerd alert, which I haven't
Yep.
had in a while.
Yeah.
I love nerd alerts. No, it depends on my mood. If it's something I actually know, I kind of like it. But tomorrow at 9 a.m., we'll be having Chris DiStefano from MTV's Guide Code on the
Nice,
show.
nice.
Not literally, but he's calling in. So for those of you who are listening, and if you have Guide Code questions, because if you don't, we are going to ask around campus, because we will get Guide Code questions. He'll be on tomorrow. We're really excited about that with me and Radio Rob on Everybody Loves Spring in the Morning.
Yeah.
I am spring like the season. And I was here with Basic Brian.
Yep.
Yep, that's
You
me.
were here with Basic Brian.
And we'll be here again next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Watch us then.
Yep.
Farewell. Goodbye.